Hi, I'm Jacob Holland with the U.S. Embassy in Canberra, and as we recognize the 16 Days of Activism, I thought I'd take a moment to share a personal story of why I'm passionate about eliminating domestic violence against women. It was a situation that happened while I was in university. I think I was a freshman in university when I attended a course. It was like a 2-Saturday course on domestic violence, and honestly I only signed up for it because it was basically a free unit. It was something else to get on my transcripts, get a required class out of the way, and it was on a Saturday, so it was easy scheduling. So I attended this course, which was widely attended for those reasons by hundreds of people in my university, and the majority of them women, probably about 75% of the class were women. And for me it was just an eye-opening experience. Learning at how pervasive violence against women was, not just in the university community, but in the community I was raised in, which is in Central California. And one of the most striking parts of this class was when the teacher, after kind of introducing us to some examples and possible situations that victims of domestic violence are exposed to, just kind of asked the class to everyone stand up, and if you have personally been a victim of this, or if you know someone in your family that has, or you have a friend or relative that has, just move over to this side of the room. And as I mentioned, there's several hundred people. This is a pretty large lecture hall. And I was just shocked that maybe 90% of the class had all moved to one side of the room, myself included, having seen some personal experiences with the issue. So it was just, it was a really powerful moment. And a number of the women that had been victims and had been kind of felt on their own and alone in dealing with that issue realized that they had other people that were in the same situation, and that they had other chances to reach out and get some help. At the end of the class, they did that same type of activity again, but just with the women and girls that were in the class. So I mentioned there probably 75% of them were women. And they asked them, a bit more candidly, have you personally been a victim of domestic violence? And over half of them had been. And that was striking to me then, and still striking to me to this day, that this group of 20, 21-year-old girls had already experienced this type of tragedy in their lives, and they're having to take alarming steps to overcome it and to restore their sense of self and their positive outlook and all kinds of other things. So I just kept that with me, and it's still with me today. As a political officer here in Canberra, trying to promote White Ribbon Day and the 16 Days of Activism, and trying to make sure that not just in the United States and Australia and all the countries in the world, that we're mindful that we need to treat women and girls with utmost respect. And if we ever see or experience any type of situation where their health and their safety is put in jeopardy because of domestic violence, we need to stand up and do something about it.